Dear students, today we shall learn a new lesson on the decline of the Delhi Sultanate. This lesson consists of two parts. What were the main reasons for the decline of the Delhi Sultanate and what was the impact of the downfall of the Delhi Sultanate. So we shall discuss in today's class about the decline or the downfall of Delhi Sultanate. As you know that the period from 1206 AD to 1526 AD is known as the Sultanate period in the history of India. These parts are of the medieval Indian history. During this period of about 320 years, five ruling dynasties ruled successfully, namely the Slave dynasty from 1206 AD to 1290 AD. Next, the Khalji dynasty or Khilji dynasty, that is 1290 AD to 1320 AD. Afterwards, the Tughlaq dynasty from 1320 AD to 1414 AD. After the Tughlaq dynasty, the Sayyid dynasty, that is from 1414 to AD to 1451 AD, and at last the Lodi dynasty, that is from 1451 AD to 1526 AD. The average ruling period of each dynasty was about 70 years. This period is very short in comparison with the regional period of the Mughals of 250 years, including 15 years of the Sood dynasty of Afghan rule. Why was there a repeated change of dynasty in the Sultanate period? Why did the sultans decline and disintegrate? Actually, it is attributed to several causes, which can be summed up as following manners. First and foremost reason of the decline of the Delhi Sultanate was autocracy of the sultans, then invasion of Mongols. So first we shall learn about the decline of Delhi Sultanate region. First and foremost reason was autocracy or the dictatorship of the sultans. The sultans of the Delhi Sultanate were autocratic and despotic. They had in them the powers of the executive, legislative, and judiciary combined. There was no control of any cabinet or representative assembly over them. Many sultans did not even care about the religious leaders or the ulemas. They fixed their aim to rule continuously either on the basis of their military power or the rigid penal code. Barring a few sultans like Alauddin Khilji, a majority of sultans were indifferent to the public welfare activities. It means they did not pay attention to the welfare measures. They spent a major portion of their treasury not on constructive works, but on military organization and construction of forts and military expeditions. Consequently, the rule of the sultan could not continue for a long time because the people didn't want their rule. Second was invasion of Mongols. Dear students, as you know that the Mongols were the invaders, they were attacking the Delhi Sultanate leaders, starting from Iltutmish to Balban to Alauddin Khilji and so many rulers. Why? They were coming from the northwest frontier, from Sindh area. They were invading the sultans and they were doing very disorders and administration in a very topsy-turvy turn. From the time of Iltutmish to the time of Muhammad Tughlaq, there were continuous severe Mongol invasions, even though powerful sultans like Balban and Alauddin coldly arrested these terrible invasions. The country had to suffer heavy losses in material and non-material things. The sultans could not pay any attention towards administration, so that the administration of the sultans could not be consolidated. And this was also the major cause of the decline or the downfall of the Delhi Sultanate. Third was Islamic concept of the Sultanate. During the time of the Delhi Sultanate, very often the sultans tried to give an Islamic concept to the state. They exacted jizya from the non-Islamic people. A majority, a majority of sultans adopted a rigid policy towards the Hindus. They desecrated the temples and built mosques on them and hurt the sentiments of the Hindus by breaking even the idols of the Hindu gods and goddesses. Some historians think that during the time of Muhammad Tughlaq, that is Harihar and Bukka founded the Vijayanagar Empire so that the Hindus could be protected. This empire became very powerful within a few years. That was due to the Islamic concept of the sultanates, because the maximum people of India were Hindus, and the Delhi Sultanate, Delhi Sultans were introducing the Islamic concept of law. That is why if Vijayanagar Empire was if there was disintegrated in 1336, and this was made a very good empire. Number fourth reason or the cause of the downfall of Delhi Sultanate was weakness in the Sultanate army. As you know that any empire or any dynasty is increasing its power due to army. So here also the rulers of Delhi Sultanate did not modernize their army. They paid attention towards new war techniques and building up of artillery. Gradually, they stopped paying adequate attention to the defense of the northwest frontiers. During their reign, a period of 320 years, they never thought of preparing a national army like the Hindu rulers. They also included elephants in their army, which proved very harmful in the Battle of Panipat. They were defeated in the first Battle of Panipat as they did not process artillery. As you know that the modern and latest techniques of the warfare is needed to win the battle. As you know that the Battle of Panipat was full of modern techniques made by Babur. Babur has organized even gunpowder and very good cavalries also. Fifth cause or fifth reason for the disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate was lack of a definite law of succession. An important cause of the down of the Delhi Sultanate was the lack of a definite law of succession. If we see the history of Delhi Sultanate, we could find that the struggle for throne started right from the time of the slave dynasty. Qutbuddin Aibak had to struggle against Yalduz and Kuvacha. To save the Sultanate from a civil war, Iltutmish declared his eldest child Razia as the Sultan, but the Amirs did not comply with it, and she had to wage a war to seize the throne from her brother, that is Ruknuddin Fiosa. The last of the slave sultans were assassinated by their own general Jalaluddin. Alauddin Khilji acquired the throne by assassinating his uncle and father-in-law, that is Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. His father-in-law, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, had also acquired the throne forcibly by assassinating the last sultan of the Khilji dynasty. It is said that Juna Khan had plotted very cleverly to kill Ghiyasuddin, in which he succeeded. Briefly, then, it can be said that there were no clear and definite laws of succession among the rulers of the Delhi Sultanate, and the succession was decided on the basis of sword and intrigues. Due to these constant struggles and intrigues, Delhi Sultanate had to suffer tremendous loss of men and money, which weakened the sultans, and its downfall was accelerated. Next, we can say responsibility of Muhammad Tughlaq in the downfall of the Delhi Sultanate. Due to the fantastic plans and certain drawbacks of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, there were repeated rebellions in different parts of the empire. He had to work hard to suppress the revolts in Bengal, Mewar, Warangal, Kampila, Awadh, Gujarat, and Sindh. Being of a suspicious nature, Muhammad Tughlaq ran from one part of his empire to the other in order to deal with these rebellions. When he was busy in suppressing the revolts in the south, his army suffered from plague epidemic, which led to two-thirds of his army to perish. This was a loss which the Sultan could never fulfill. When he came towards the north, parts of Deccan had become independent. In the south, Harihar and Bukka laid the foundation of the Vijayanagar Empire, and some foreign chiefs founded the Bahmani Empire near Daulatabad. During this time, Bengal became independent. Thus, during the lifetime of Muhammad Tughlaq, the disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate started due to policies. On account of his wrong policies, not only the provincial governments revolted, but there was widespread discontent even in the army. His liberal religious policy and his influence towards the ulemas, the religious leaders, caused annoyance among the fanatic Sunni Muslims. During that period, Muslim religious leaders had a great influence over Muslim population. His scheme of token currency, increase in taxation in the Dwabi schemes, conquest of Khorasan, and the change of his capital from Delhi to, that is, Devagiri or Daulatabad, affected the economic condition of the Sultanate very adversely. Next, seventh, or the main cause for the disintegration or downfall of the Delhi Sultanate was religious fanaticism of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq adopted a policy of hostility towards the Hindus to please some fanatic Muslims, and the ulemas desecrated the temples of Jagannath Puri and Jwalaji, and also their idols. Firoz was not even a capable army commander and organizer. He had led 2 campaigns against Bengal, but was unsuccessful on both the times. His achieved success in his campaign against Gujarat after a long campaign of 2 years due to the army losing its way in the run of Kutch. It had to suffer heavy losses. He made the military and administrative posts hereditary, the evil effects of which had to be borne by his successor rulers. His slave system hardened the Sultanate with the economic burden of looking after about 80,000 slaves. These very slaves, whom he trusted openly, participated in the intrigues against them. He did not try to win over these territories, which were a part of the Delhi Sultanate during the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Had he done so, the prestige and influence of the Sultanate might have increased. He blindly distributed jagirs to please the amirs and the ulemas. Now, next cause of the disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate was incapable successors of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. As dear students, you know that Firoz was succeeded by 6 rulers of the Tughlaq dynasty, namely Ghiyasuddin Muhammad Shah, 1388 AD to 1389 AD, Abu Bakr, 1389 to 1390, Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah, 1390 AD to 1394 AD, then Nasrat Shah and Sasiruddin from 1394 AD to 1414 AD, they were all worthless and pleasure-loving. The Amirs made them puppets in their hands by their intrigues. The Amirs became so powerful that they could easily usurp the throne whenever they liked and deposed sultans at their will. In reality, there was no one among the successors of Firoz who could retrieve the deteriorating situation of the Sultanate. As a result, disorder, chaos became widespread everywhere in the Sultanate, and revolts broke out in the provinces. One after the other, the states went on becoming independent in the north and south, and the Delhi Sultanate started to collapse. Next, ninth reason was invasion of Tamur or Tamur land. During the last years of Tughlaq dynasty, that is 1398 AD, Tamur invaded India from Samarkand. The invasion dealt a blow to the Delhi Sultanate. This resulted in heavily loss of men and money to the country. The dying empire received a heavy blow, and it struck only 2 few miles in the vicinity of Delhi. On the basis of contemporary historical sources, it can be said that for 3 months there was no Sultan of Delhi. Delhi suffered a famine because the Mongol invaders looted the storehouses of the grains. This invasion made the condition of the country so deplorable, so miserable, that it became impossible to give the country organized together. Taking advantage of such a situation, the provincial governors declared themselves independent, and power passed into the hands of the Khizr Khan. Now, 10th cause or 10th reason for the disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate was responsibility of the rulers of Sayyid dynasty. After the Tughlaq dynasty, the power in the Sultanate passed into the hands of the Sayyids. Like the successors of Firuz Tughlaq, all the rulers of this dynasty were incapable and worthless, since none of them paid any attention to the administrative reforms or the extension of the empire. Disorder spread everywhere, and the country became progressively poorer. During the period of this dynasty, Doab, Katihar, Sirhind, Gwalior became centers of revolts. The sultans remained incapable of suppressing them. The last sultan of the Delhi Sultanate, that is of the Sayyid dynasty, was Sultan Alauddin Shah, went to Badaयूं, leaving his capital so that he could lead a comfortable life over there. The power passed into the hands of the Bahlol Lodi. Next region was weakness and mistake of the rulers of the Lodi dynasty. There were three sultans in the Lodi dynasty: Bahlol Lodi, Sikandar Lodi, and Ibrahim Lodi. Out of these Lodi rulers, the prestige of Delhi was just decreasing. Only Sikandar Lodi was the capable ruler. He tried to re-establish the prestige of the Delhi Sultanate, but he could not achieve much success in his task. He did not follow a liberal policy towards the majority of the Hindus. He broke many temples and idols. His hot-tempered nature and obstinacy antagonized all his amirs and governors. As a result, the powerful officials like Daulat Khan, Lodi, and Alam Khan invited the ruler of Kabul, Babur, to attack India, and the disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate was. So, if we look at the weakness of the Lodi dynasty, then we can say with certainty that the powerful officials like Daulat Khan Lodi and Alam Khan invited the ruler of Kabul, Babur, to attack India, and the disintegration of the Sultanate was accelerated. I think why the Amirs were dissatisfied with the Ibrahim Lodi. The main cause was they wanted to gain the control over the administrative system. Now next, the cause was invasion of Babur. As we know that this was also the immediate reason for the downfall or disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate. The immediate cause of the downfall was the invasion of Babur. He defeated the last ruler of Lodi Sultanate badly in the Battle of Panipat in 1526 AD. Babur established his control over Delhi and Agra and founded the Mughal Empire. Why? Because Babur was such type of ruler who had attacked India before fourth time, and this was at the last and fifth time he invaded India and he conquered India due to the incapable rulership of Ibrahim Lodi. So at last we conclude by saying that there were many causes for the downfall of the Sultanate. We cannot hold any sultan or dynasty responsible for it. There were some problems in the Sultanate right from the beginning, and this continued from 1206 onwards. Like the feudal nature of the Sultanate, adoption of a religious fanatic policy by majority of rulers, military power being the basis of the Sultanate, struggles between the sultans and his sardars and between local administrators and big zamindars, not following a different law of succession, provincial and geographical problems, and so forth. Many of the sultans tried to solve only some of these problems, but they could not find a standing solution to all these problems. The people did not understand the significance of a powerful central government. The sultans of the Sultanate period were in no condition able to bring about the basic changes in the society. Whenever the central government became weak, subversive, and regionalist tendencies became manifest. This is why the economic and administrative conditions of the Sultanate deteriorated day by day, and finally it disintegrated in 1526 AD, and Delhi Sultanate was collapsed, and Babur became the ruler of Delhi in 1526 AD. By this, I conclude today's session. Thank you, all of you, for your patience listening.